Guys, they gotta go that way. Guys, you guys gotta back up. They're going that way.
We ain't doing all that talking. We ain't doing all that talking. We gonna see on the 15th.
Come on,
we gonna see on the 15th.
It's my shit. You see, I come over here.
Hey, we gonna see on the 15th.
My shit.
Nah, nigga, we ain't going nowhere, then. Nigga, what
My
you saying?
shit.
We ain't going nowhere, nigga. What you talking
Alright guys, turn out and face the crowd. Turn out and face the crowd now. Cameras in the back, guys. Hector, camera in the back. Camera in the back.
No, they got to go that way, guys. You guys got to back up. Devon Davis and Lamont Roach have had their first encounter despite Devon Davis' claims about their first clash happening in the coming week. Lamont Roach and Dant Davis have got quite a decent relationship from the amateurs. However, there's been so much bitterness between them that's quickly moved from social media to the physical. Come on, we ain't doing all that we going to see on the general press conference begins next week, according to a post of Devon Davis on X. However, the teams of Devon Davis and Lamont Roach met behind closed doors for some media work before their first official press conference next week. Once the teams of Lamont Roach and Devon Davis met, Lamont Roach approached Tank Davis to shake hands with him. Going well as you would expect, Devon Tank Davis snubbed him and they went ahead with other activities. Until it was time for the face-off, it was very similar to the face-off between Devon Davis and Hector Garcia, where Devon Davis acted provocatively and kept poking his opponent to provoke him. He did the same to Lamont Roach, who wasn't as calm as Hector Garcia. Lamont Roach shoved him as well, and the two fighters brawled before they were separated by the security guys around them. The pair looked at each other with so much animosity that you could feel how heated the first press conference was. The brawl they had was just an evidence of how brutal the coming press conference would look, and most importantly how brutal the fight on December 14th will be. The D. Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. fight is slowly but surely picking up heat after an underwhelming reaction during the announcement. Fans and experts are warming up to the upcoming World Boxing Association lightweight title fight slated for December 14th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Both these fighters have also engaged in several online spats that have only helped hype their upcoming match. All right guys, turn out and face the crowd. Turn out, face the crowd now. Camus in the back, guys. Hector, camera on the back, camera all the way the back. This fight is shaping up to be a technical bout with a sensational undercard. Both of them are strong, and though Tank is an astoundingly heavy favorite, experts and boxers are still not counting out Lamont Roach completely. Ahead of the fight hype sat down with Richardson Hitchens and Kenneth Sims Jr. to know their views regarding the fight, and their answers might surprise you. Fight hype asked the undefeated super lightweight Hitchens about the history between him and the two fighters and what everyone can expect from their fight. The New York resident talked about the similarities between Tank and Roach and advised the fans to not take the latter lightly. Hitchens was sure that the 25-1 boxer would stun everyone and it would be a brilliant fight. My years ago, I want to say like 2016, 2017 years ago, I think it's a great fight. You No, because why not? This guy Lamont Roach. Lamont came up in the same type of environment as Tank. They both got a lot of similarities. I think a lot of people are writing Lamont off because of loss against Jamal Herring, but he has shown consistency over the years, stated Hitchens, while talking about how Roach has turned his career around since the loss against Herring in 2019. The 180 boxer then promised the fight to be a technical feat and stated that even he was looking forward to the fight. While talking about who will have the upper hand in a technical fight, Richardson Hitchens stated it is going to be a great technical fight. Tank is a defensive genius. He knows how to protect himself and knows ways to maneuver. He came up in that same type of environment as Tank. You know, they both are DMV fighters. They both school kind of. They both got it. He further stated that if the fight gets dragged to later rounds, Tank will have a clear advantage because of his near perfect defense. According to Hitchens, Roach should try to finish the fight early because if it comes to the later rounds there is a high chance that Davis will drag the fight to his pace to get the desired result while defending. Roach is a capable opponent for Devon Davis. Hitchens added it's not just like Tank is just picking out a bum. Lamont probably knows how to fight more than a lot of guys Tank fought, kind of like a lot of similarities. They both box each other numerous times, and I think That a lot of people wrote in Lamont off because of his one loss with Jamal Herron, but through the years he showed he got cons consistently better and better. He silenced the critics. He went and grabbed him a world title, and I think that is on the other hand the welterweight sensation Kenneth Sims Jr., who has fought against both Roach and Davis, also shared his views about the fight, and stated what these fighters must do to win the match. At first the bossman avoided trying to predict the fight as he was on good terms with both of them. Sims felt it would be a bit disrespectful, however he later gave in and spoke about how he and Roach shared some wholesome moments during their nationals when they faced each other in the semi-finals. It's definitely a fight that like a great fight for boxing. I think that boxing fans are trying to like basically shut Lamont out. I don't know, maybe because he's not a big name, or he's a smaller guy, but I think it's definitely going to be a great technical fight. I think that Tank know that Lamont can fight and Lamont know Tank can fight, so the boxing world but upon being asked what both of them have to do to win the fight, the Illinois resident mentioned how both Roach and Tank are counter-punchers, and to win the fight one of them has to come out of their comfort zone to get the other one to open. He also touched upon the fact that Von Davis is a slow starter, and it takes time for him to come into the groove. Tank starts slow, but as the fight goes he's going to pick it up and then he gets busy, stated Kenneth Sims Jr. But to win this fight he will have to go on attacking quite earlier than usual, otherwise it might be too late given how fast Roach boxes and picks up points early in the fight. I'm looking forward to watching the fight. Do you think the fact that it is going to be a technical fight, do you think that favors Lamont or does it favor Tank? Because I think a lot of people, they really haven't seen Tank's technical skills yet, right? Yeah, I mean I know Tank technical skills. Tank is a tremendous fighter. T is really like this was a surprising take given how most have simply written off Lamont. Roach in his lightweight title debut Arthur BBF inserted himself into the conversation of all-time boxing greats when he defeated Dimitri Bivol and Riyad to become the first undisputed light heavyweight champion of the four-belt era after scripting history last weekend. BBV and his team have constantly been in the media's limelight. Last week one of Better BF's coaches, John Scully, unknowingly started a beef with none other than Von Davis when he bluntly stated that Tank is not in the Boxing Hall of Fame yet. I want to say he's kind of like a defensive genius, like he know how to protect himself and he know ways to maneuver to slow down a pace and different angles. I think that fight will probably favor Tank cause Tank's speed. Tank have God give speed and reflexes. So former fighter turned trainer John Scully was recently asked on the 108 podcast if Davis would make it into the International Boxing Hall of Fame should he hang up the gloves today. Iceman said that the current WBA lightweight world champion, whose most impressive wins came over Leo Santa Cruz and Ryan Garcia, didn't deserve it. According to Scully, the Boxing Hall of Fame should be reserved for all-time boxing greats like Sugar Ray Robinson, Henry Armstrong, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Lard, Muhammad Ali. Scully added, no, I mean probably in this era and the way they do things, but for me the Hall of Fame is always been the elite of the elites. I don't want any names, but there are guys in the HOF that absolutely positively there's no way on earth they should be in the Hall of Fame. Zero. While being asked if Tank deserves a place in the HOF if he were to retire today, he's supposed to fight apparently Lamont Roach out of 130, and I think a lot of people are upset about he's not fighting any of the champions. While Iceman Scully might have been right, Davis saw this as disrespect and decided to launch a scathing retort on RR Better Beeve and his camp online. However, the response backfired on him brutally. The 29-year-old from Baltimore is well known for his unwavering confidence backed up by a fighting style that's one of the most watchable in the sport, and has produced 28 knockouts from 30 fights. It's widely accepted that Tank has the skill set and power to be considered one of the best boxers in the world, but some believe he has yet to consistently show his true potential against other top fighters. He's not unified and people still have him as a top power final fighter. If Gervonta Davis would have retired today, would he be considered a Hall of Famer in your EY? The 30-0 boxer took to X and stated that even the undisputed light heavyweight champion is not worthy of that Hall of Fame. Tank Davis caught wind of the opinion and responded via X, appearing to discredit the achievements of Scully's current star URBBV, who this month became the first undisputed light heavyweight champion in over 2 decades with a win over Dimitri Bivol. According to Davis, Bader BV is not a good boxer and currently is nowhere near the level that he possesses. Music. No, and you know what, because I mean probably in this era and the way they do things, he wrote that big strong bum. Goofy that he trains is not a Hall of Fame fighter and he's a bum. The post, which was quickly deleted in the usual Von Davis fash.